how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. Today is my third installment of Doppelgänger week and it is Drew Barrymore. I get told I look like Drew a lot. I honestly cannot see it. I don't think I look like Drew Barrymore really at all. If anything, it's the facial expressions maybe, but I love Drew Barrymore. 50 First Dates is one of my all-time favourite films and I just adore her. I think she's just like this boho, like grungy, like doesn't care kind of gal, and I just love her. I literally love her. It's a look inspired by her makeup and her kind of grungy style, which I love so very much. So if you'd like to see how to create this look, then keep on watching. I look nothing like Drew right now. I look pretty grim. Okay, let's get some makeup on my face right now. I'm going to start with my Ombre Elise Le Creme Concentrate. You guys know I am so in love with this stuff. And as you can see, I just got out of the shower and my skin's feeling a little bit dry. So this is the way forward. I'm not gonna lie, I'm in quite a rush this morning. I planned to do a different Drew Barrymore look. I filmed it yesterday and I wasn't happy with it. I really didn't like how it came out. So I'm refilming this morning and this video is going up tonight. So literally the day you're watching this, I filmed it this morning at, oh my god, it's already 20 to 9. I was meant to try and have this filmed by 9:30. To be honest, I might actually be able to do that because this is quite a simple look. I'm going shopping with Sophie today. So I need to film and edit this before like 12:30. So I'm a little bit stressed. So for foundation, I'm going to be using the MAC Face and Body. The look she's wearing is super grungy and it's not heavy on the skin, like it's really light on the skin, funnily enough. I'm mixing a bit of C4 and N7 together and I'm just going to buff this into my skin. Drew's skin looks totally flawless, but it doesn't look heavy. It's still got a nice luminosity to it, because I feel like if you go grungy and heavy on the eyes, it just looks a bit too glam. If you go heavy on the skin as well, you want to look perfectly imperfect. So as you can see, this foundation has just evened my skin tone out. It obviously hasn't covered my blemish, it hasn't covered my redness really all over. It's evened it out, but it hasn't covered it. It hasn't covered my dark circles. My skin still looks like my skin. It's just a slightly more perfected version of my skin. Okay, for my eyebrows, I'm gonna lighten them slightly. So I'm gonna use my Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Brow Mousse in the shade Taupe. So I'm just gonna spoolie them through, because obviously Drew is blonde, especially in this image. She's very blonde, so obviously my hair's not gonna look the same in this one. I'm gonna go for a thinner brow than I would normally do, so I'm just gonna follow my brow shape down. Do a little bit of improvisation here at the front because I don't have a lot of hair here. Story of my life. And a slightly pointed arch. Her other brow does not look the same shape, but obviously she's side on, so I'm getting it from a different angle. So I'm just gonna try and match my brow, but her brows are quite uneven, as most people's are. So I'm just gonna kind of do a rough similar shape. I'm now gonna go in with my Freedom Brow Pomade in the shade Medium Brown. I'm gonna take a really little bit and just do a few individual brow hairs right at the front, because obviously I don't have real hairs there. So I just want to add a bit of dimension just where there isn't actually hair. Righty-ho. Now I am going to set my brows and I'm going to use the Rimmel Brow This Way in the shade Blonde, because it's all very well filling in dark brows with a blonde brow gel or a blonde or like taupey brow pomade, but if the actual hairs are still dark brown, I look funny with light brows. Obviously, if you're actually going to recreate this look, do your brows how you would normally do your eyebrows. But obviously if you want to, then do. Okay, I am going to move straight on over to my eyes. Now, I think this look is only going to take like 2, maybe 3 eyeshadows. And so I'm going to use some Makeup Geek shadows because I haven't cracked these out in a while. And when I saw this look, the first shade I thought of is Bitten and also Vintage. So this is going to be the kind of colour palette we're going with today. So the first shade I'm going in with is Peach Smoothie, a classic transition shade. And no, I'm not priming my lid. If you are someone who gets extremely oily eyelids or your eyeshadow fades on you, sorry, I'm just whacking this in the crease to transition. You know, you're going to be wearing it for an extended period of time, or you're just not into the like smoky kind of creasy look, this is when you would prime your lids. Because I don't mind my eyeshadows creasing, I think it actually looks nice when your eyeshadow creases. Obviously, you may disagree with me, and that is absolutely fine. That's when you would prime. Simple as that. Especially with face and body, which is obviously a very glowy foundation. That's all I have over my lid, so it is a pretty shiny base to put eyeshadow on top of, but I like that. Okay, on my brow bone, I'm going to go in with the shade Shimmer Shimmer, which is a really light shimmery colour. And I'm going to highlight my brow bone. I never use shimmery highlights on my brow bone. It does look nice sometimes. And I'm also going to pop that colour in my inner corner. Cool, everyone's still with me. Great news. Right, I'm now going to go in with the shade Vintage, which is the purpley shade I showed you. We're going to take it on a fluffy brush and push it over the lid. The reason I'm doing it with a fluffy brush is because I'm going to do this. I'm going to literally buff it out with the same brush from the lid into the peach smoothie. And I've put peach smoothie there so that it blends easily into it, because we're bringing this pretty high. Now, the trick with this is don't put too much product on your brush at once. Just do a nice small amount, because you can always add more. And you want to bring this shade right up to the brow, all the way up to the nose bridge in here. And I don't know if you can see the peach smoothie just peeking out the side there. Just helps it blend more seamlessly. I'm now going to go in with a second layer on the lid. So this look is really effective but really quick, which is part of the reason why I wanted to do it today. If you're looking for like a kind of sexy makeup that doesn't take long, that's easy to do, Drew is good at that. I love how we're on like first name terms, me and Drew, my mate. And you just want to blend it until your brush comes out pretty clean. I'm going to go in with Bitten and a slightly smaller brush. And I'm going to pack that over the lid and blend that in. But this, we're just blending up to the crease. We're kind of just sandwiching these colours together. You want the purple to stay in the crease, but the reddish tone to stay on the lid. But you don't want it to be like straight up Bitten, you know? You want the two colours to mix together, so you're really buffing this red in. You see, this is why I love grunge makeup. You just throw it on. And there is like a method to the madness, but it's just, you can't tell. Go back in with your Vintage brush, that Vinty brush, you know, and buff those together as well. I'm now going to go in with one of my favourite eyeshadows. This is Americano. This is a fab eyeshadow. And I'm going to take this on a blank canvas EO5, because this is a dark brown, but it's got those red tones in it. And I'm going to press that over my lower lid. And then on my smaller brush, I'm going to go in with the Vintage shade, the first colour we took. And I'm going to blend that in with that. Again, you're sandwiching these colours. You're going in with the red, in with the purple. You're making your own kind of custom shade. One more layer of Americano. You want this lash line to be nice and deep. And blend. Also guys, I'm really sorry that yesterday's video went up so late. I left it processing because I had to go out for dinner, and I was like at dinner like checking Twitter and stuff, and I was like, no one said anything about my video. I was like, oh my god, I really hope it's gone up, and it hadn't. My internet at home keeps cutting out, and it cut out, so I'm really sorry that it went up at like 10. If you've missed it and haven't seen it, there was a video last night, just went up late, so I mean obviously you're on my channel now, but look back and it was my Lucy Hale video. Thank you for all the lovely comments on that, by the way. You guys are really nice about it. I'm now going to go in with a black liner. I'm going to line my top lash line, bringing it all the way in, and then you're going to want to smoke it out. So do one eye at a time, because, well, I'm using the Tarte Amazonian clay liner because it's like the best black eyeliner ever, but it can set pretty quick. So do one eye at a time, bringing it all the way in. You want your lash line to be really dark. I'm now taking a smudgy brush and I'm going back in with Americano, and I'm just blending the black in. Can you see the difference that makes? I sure do hope so. Now naturally, as I've been shutting my eyes, the eyeshadow's been transferring to my lower lash line, which normally would annoy me, but in this instance, because I'm going to be using basically the same shadows under there, I don't mind. Let's go back to the skin, keeping it light. I'm going to start with my Bourjois Healthy Mix Anti-Fatigue Concealer in the shade 51 Clair Light. I like this because it keeps that kind of glossy skin. I might go in with something a little bit more heavy duty in a minute, but for now I'm just going to keep it here, and I'm just going to blend that in with a Miracle Complexion sponge. Be careful around your eyes, you don't want to cut your blend. I'm gonna highlight my nose a touch. Try and conceal these blemishes with this, but I might have to use something a little bit more intense. That's covered surprisingly well. But I am gonna add a little bit more coverage. I'm gonna use my NARS Creamy Matte Concealer, or whatever it's called, in Custard, because it's just the best at this. Right, now, Drew isn't heavily set. Her skin definitely still has a sheen to it, but I need to set my face a bit, just so that it doesn't crease. So I'm going to go in with my Hourglass, what's it called? Diffused Light, this one here. I love this because it still lets your skin, A, look like skin, and B, have a bit of shine. Just a light dusting. And then on the rest of the face, I'm going to use dim light, but only really on the centre panels. But you obviously want your makeup to last. If you have an oilier skin, you know, use something a little bit more heavy duty if you need to. Still looks fresh, but has been set in place. Alright, on my waterline, I'm going to use Night Moth Lip Pencil. Now I've sharpened it and it is hygienic. It's like a deep red. And you want to pull that down a little bit into the lashes. Then you're going to smoke that out with Vintage. Again, bringing that right into the inner corner. You aren't going to use Bitten on the lower lash line because you put that kind of reddish base. If you don't want to use a red waterline colour, you could use a brown. We're just going to hit that shimmer one more time and re-highlight the inner corner. I'm going to curl my lashes and I'm going to apply a couple of coats of my Maybelline Lash Sensational. She's wearing bronzer but not really blush, which is fine by me. So I'm going to use a little bit of MAC Gimme Sun, only a touch of this just to warm it up a bit. I'm also going to pop a bit of that down the sides of my nose. Okay, now she has got a bit of highlight on, but which to use? I'm going to go with Mary Luminizer because it looks like the most like a sheen, just like an actual sheen on your skin. It doesn't look crazy glittery. So I'm just going to pop that on the high points. Sheen up here. Where's the lip liner I wanted to use? For lips, I'm going to use this NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade London. She has a really nice Cupid's bow. I'm going to hit that hard. And I'm going to fill in my whole lip with this. I'm going to go in with my Jeffree Star Celebrity Skin. Sorry, I know I use it a lot. I'm going to apply a bit of Choker from Tarte just to give it a bit more of a brown tint. Just a little bit. And my hair is still wet. Here is the completed look. I really like it. I don't tend to wear eyeshadow in my waterline. Sorry if you can hear my laptop, it's like about to take off. But I actually really like how this turned out, so I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below, letting me know. And I hope you guys have the best day, and I will see you tomorrow for another makeup tutorial inspired by another person that you guys think I look like. Goodbye!